Hi everyone, get ready with me while I get ready for a Halloween party tonight, and I'll tell you all about curriculum implementation. I live in Yellowknife, so I think tonight I'm going to try and recreate a fox look for my Halloween costume. They're really sweet and really cute, so I'm going to try and do them some justice. This Get Ready With Me video is brought to you by our textbook, The Curriculum Development for Medical Education, a 6-Step Approach by Thomas et al. So the first things we're going to need to prepare for curriculum implementation, we're going to need some people. We're definitely going to need some facilities. We're going to need time. And we're going to need funding. There's going to be costs. So when it comes to funding, the one thing we're going to need to make it all come together, there is financial costs. So there might also be hidden costs. So we need to consider funding that may be required as we go from additional funding requests that may pop up on us. When we consider our facilities, we need space. We need clinical space. We need clinical and educational equipment. Those things take space. We need hardware. We need software. We need potentially a virtual space. We need to consider servers and people to manage our content. When it comes to people, we need a curriculum developer. We need a director, coordinator. We need faculty. We're going to need admin. We're going to need IT support. And we're going to need some learners. Potentially, we may even need patients, whether they're virtual or standardized patients. We may need them as well. We're going to need time to do all of these things. The big one is time. So we need time to develop our curriculum. We need time to develop our educators, time to develop our resources, and potentially whatever support staff we're using, we're going to need time to develop them as well. The next thing we're going to need to consider in an implementation of our curriculum is obtaining support. Because we're going to need support. Who doesn't need support? We all do. So, support can come from many different areas. Support can come from your admin. Support could come from your community partners. Support will come from your faculty, your learners. Your support comes in many different ways. You might get support even from the government. That could be a challenging one depending on where you live and what your supports are like through that. You may use professional societies. You may have accreditation bodies. You may even have individual donors. That's a beautiful thing. So part 3 of our curriculum implementation is about administrative mechanisms. So what we involve with that, we're going to have communications and we're going to have operations. And we will also have scholarship and research. So when it comes to communications, Oopsies. Gotta do this all right. When it comes to communications, you want to be able to have a clear line of communication. Like, I need a clear line for these eyes. Well, let's see if I can do that on the other side. Clear lines to delineate. We need to know who our learners are. We need to know who our educators are. We need to know what our facilities look like. Where are we holding all of this? We need to know what kind of equipment we require. Do we need simulation equipment? Do we need medical supply equipment? We need a schedule, and we need to be able to collect evaluation results. What's going on here? When it comes to operations, we need to be prepared for distribution of schedules. We need to be able to make evaluations like I was talking about. We need to make revisions to this curriculum that we're implementing. And we need to consider any integration that needs to happen. When it comes to our scholarship and research, we need to look at what our plans are for publishing. Do we have plans to publish? What are they? And have we considered effects on our human subjects? Do we need any kind of ethics approval when we're looking at research? You often do when people are involved. Do we have approval from our review board? That's the big question. So in part 4 of our curriculum implementation, we need to anticipate and address barriers. Barriers. There could be barriers when it comes to your finances. There could be barriers with competing demands. There may be barriers that are people. It could be attitude. It could be a job security issue. Oh, that's a nice foxy color. Other barriers we might need to consider: issues of authority and power. That can be a huge deal if people are not prepared for you to be doing what you're doing. There could be people who get their feelings hurt and go ahead and create that barrier. Moving right along here. So before you implement your curriculum, one of the things you need to do is create the introduction. Oh, I'm dropping things. Sorry. So we need to plan our introductions. So we need people to be ready to plan our pilot. We need to have a phase in when the plan is fully ready to implement. Something to consider. And plan what the full implementation may actually look like. This is going to be a fun little party. The final thing we need to do to make this all pull together to implement our curriculum, we need enhancements. Gotta love enhancements. So when it comes to enhancements, we need to consider maintenance. So there's always going to be a continuous process of quality improvement. And quality improvement will ensure that the process of your curriculum development is done right, is done well, and that the people coming through your your curriculum development will be satisfied with the things that they are seeing. Well, this isn't working very good. That's okay. All right. Well, everyone, my dog is barking because my ride is here. So I've got my little fox ear ponytails, a little foxy face. This is curriculum development. I hope this helps you remember some of the things you need to do as you move through your curriculum implementation. Have a great night.